The cameras flashed, the crowd leaned in, and just like that, Hollywood found itself obsessed with a question of time, not talent.
Yeah, it wasn't about a new blockbuster or some viral red carpet moment. It was about seeing a star, 57 years old, looking stronger, more agile, and more creatively vibrant than ever.
It's a complete defiance of the typical timeline the industry demands, and
Right.
her resilience isn't just luck, and it's certainly not accidental. It's the result of this incredibly rigorous, holistic operating system.
And we got our first clue, the first piece that went viral, from her physical regimen, famously described by a co-star as the most epic, awful butt workout they had ever encountered.
That phrase, epic and awful, that's the perfect way in, isn't it? It's the door to understanding this meticulously maintained engine of stardom she relies on.
It is. It's a framework built on four critical pillars, really, that are essential for maintaining elite strength, both professionally and personally.
Welcome to StarScope Report. We dive deep into the stories behind the fame, from Hollywood drama and music shakeups to viral scandals. Today, we are cracking the code on that operating system, Nicole's holistic engine of stardom.
So let's start with the physical pillar. It just seems logical since it's the most visible and, the one that sparked this whole frenzy.
Totally. The headline here is the 20-minute circuit that absolutely wrecked Joey King. High-intensity training isn't just a choice for Nicole. It seems to be the core cardio foundation that keeps her going.
What's interesting is while the workout is intense, her core philosophy is actually variety. She said she strives not to be too strict.
Oh, right. So she's mixing it up.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Running, cycling, swimming, Lagree Pilates, yoga. It's all about keeping her body guessing. And I think avoiding that mental burnout.
But that underlying discipline is still there. I mean, it's profound. We know this commitment to cardio was instilled extremely early.
By her father, yeah,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was a psychologist. He would run laps of the oval with her when she was just a child.
See, that suggests a lifelong thing. It's an integration of physical effort and mental commitment.
Absolutely. And the consistency is key. Her diet is the same way, really. A general rule of 80% healthy, 20% indulgence,
Though she admits sometimes that slides to 70%.
which makes it feel sustainable. It's not a crash and burn tactic.
Right. But, okay, the explosive detail came from the set of the Netflix film A Family Affair. Her co-star, Joey King, went on The Tonight Show and just spilled everything about this lower body circuit Kidman taught her.
And King, who is decades younger, just flat out admitted she couldn't hang. She called it the most epic, awful butt workout I've ever learned in my life.
And the moves themselves sound so simple on paper, deceptively simple.
They do. Donkey kicks, glute rainbows, and fire hydrants.
Okay, hang on. We all know those moves. I mean, they're in every basic fitness class. So why did this particular circuit break an already fit young actress? What's the secret sauce here?
The secret, as King detailed it, is time under tension. TUT.
Time under tension.
It's not about doing fast reps. It's about holding the contracted position, moving excruciatingly slowly, and keeping the muscle working without any break. King joked that you have to keep your leg in the air for like 12 years.
Let's pause on that because that's the technical nugget. For you listening, if you're looking to optimize a short workout, this is the takeaway. So can we break down the physiological why behind focusing on TUT?
Simply put, TUT just dramatically changes the stimulus. Fast reps rely partly on momentum, right, and elastic energy.
Sure.
When you introduce that extreme time under tension, you are forcing the muscle fibers to be recruited constantly. That leads to maximum metabolic stress.
So you're triggering deeper strength adaptation. You're getting at those often neglected stabilizing muscles.
Exactly. It's a totally different thing from standard heavyweight training, which is all about maximal force. This is targeting those deep stabilizers that a lot of casual workouts just miss.
And trainer Keaton Ray pointed out that those specific movements, the donkey kicks, the glute rainbows, they're expertly chosen.
Oh, for sure, because they target the entire glute complex. The maximus, medius, and the hip abductors. For an elite performer, this isn't just about how it looks, it is absolutely functional.
Functionality, that's the key word. Why are those glutes and hip abductors so critical for someone spending hours on set or traveling?
Pelvic stability,
Hmm.
knee support,
Hmm.
and countering all the hours of sitting that are required during travel or filming. If those deep stabilizers aren't firing, then everything else, from your posture to your endurance on a 16-hour shoot, it just collapses.
So the intensity of that 20-minute circuit, it's not just physical. It's a daily test of mental toughness.
A test of focus. And that transfers directly to her professional discipline.
It's proof that you don't need 2 hours in the gym. You need 20 minutes of absolute focus and quality movement. And I love the humanizing detail here.
True.
Joey King still does the workout because it's so effective, but she texts Kidman photos afterwards saying, "Call an ambulance, love you."
That sustained effort, that ability to push right past the comfort zone, is what we see reflected in the next pillar. And that's not even the wildest part. Later in this deep dive, we reveal the shocking multi-million-dollar business that emerged from her secret 3 a.m. ritual.
Okay, let's transition from the physical to the mental and creative foundations of her strength. This is where the story pivots from, well, from glutes to greatness, and the headline is just staggering.
We're moving to what she calls her 3 a.m. sanctuary. And this is the origin of the $120 million dream diary concept.
That figure is almost unbelievable. Let's trace how he even got there. The mental pillar starts with dedicated practices, namely meditation.
Right. She aims for 20 minutes daily, morning and night. A sustained habit, which again was influenced by her father, the psychologist.
But this ritual, this secret weapon, it came to light when she received the Curing Women in Motion Award at Cannes in 2025. She confessed that she often finds herself just waking up spontaneously.
Around 2 or 3 a.m.
And instead of fighting it, she uses it. She gets up and journals her thoughts, her dreams, anything circulating in my head and my life and my heart.
And what's truly fascinating is her psychological take on this time. She calls the pre-dawn hours a very ripe time for things to happen.
Why? What's the theory?
Because the mind is in a slightly removed state from reality. It's a liminal state, half dream, half wakefulness, where the subconscious is still super active.
From a psychological standpoint, that is genius. It's what you might call self-guided psychological triage. For anyone listening, think of it like your computer's RAM. If too many anxieties or subconscious thoughts are circulating, your mental processor slows way down.
So by externalizing those thoughts immediately, just dumping them onto the page during that receptive, slightly removed state, she's effectively clearing her mental hard drive.
Which enhances clarity and the emotional stability she needs to face a day that demands, total focus and energy. So, okay, we have a highly functional self-care mechanism, but how does that turn into a potential $120 million business deal? That's where the industry reaction comes in.
Well, the industry recognized the authenticity of it and the sheer rarity of having such unprocessed, raw access to the inner life of an A-list star. The mere revelation sparked what was called a publishing firestorm.
With major houses immediately begging for the rights.
Right.
Now, when we talk about $120 million, a figure that could potentially eclipse the Obama memoir deal, we aren't suggesting she's just selling her unedited diary.
No. We're talking about the valuation placed on her material, the potential for a memoir or a book based on the themes and insights from decades of these private nocturnal sessions.
It's the commercial value of authenticity.
It is. In a world of carefully curated celebrity content, those raw 3 a.m. musings are the ultimate insight that consumers crave.
It just perfectly connects the dots. Intense inner work pays professional monetary dividends. If you're loving these celebrity secrets that transcend the red carpet, make sure you're subscribed, because the next pillar is the most crucial of all.
It really is. It's the emotional strength that underpins all this discipline.
We've seen the physical discipline that builds stamina and the mental and creative discipline that provides clarity. But where does the emotional ballast come from?
That brings us to the emotional pillar, which she herself identifies as the ultimate source of her resilience. And the big realization here is about strength through vulnerability. The headline is essentially mentored by her daughter.
When she was asked what keeps her vibrant and energized, her answer went straight past career stuff. She cited life, connection, people, sharing ideas.
And crucially, the foundational purpose of being a protector and guide for her children.
That grounding in a non-professional purpose is the anchor, isn't it?
It's everything. And the power of that connection was revealed during a moment of profound personal crisis. The acute grief she felt after losing her mother.
She was getting ready to attend the Hollywood Reporter's Women in Entertainment Gala, a moment where you're expected to have a professional face on, but she was overwhelmed by grief and just broke down crying.
In front of her then 13-year-old daughter, Faith. And this is a classic moment where an elite performer might try to hold it all together, maintain that facade of total self-reliance.
But she didn't. She allowed the raw vulnerability.
And Faith's response was just incredibly mature and transformative. Faith comforted her, telling her, "It's okay, Mama. You're going to be okay."
Kidman described Faith as her mentor in that moment. And this raises a fascinating psychological question for all of us. Is true elite resilience defined not by our ability to self-regulate entirely,
but by our ability to receive strength, to allow that emotional co-regulation from someone you trust.
Exactly.
That emotional safety net is what allows her to manage the impossible external demands. If you can't let down your guard and be vulnerable with those closest to you, the constant pressure of flowing becomes a sealed unit that will eventually just explode.
And this need for a holistic strength, it isn't isolated to her generation. It's a shared industry experience. We saw this parallel when she interviewed Ariana Grande, who reflected so candidly on the emotional toll of early, intense fame.
Right. Grande described her emotional state under that constant public scrutiny as feeling carbonated by gratitude and nervousness.
What a perfect visceral description, that intense fizzy pressure.
It is. And Grande talked about needing to redo her system, actively separating the joy of creating art for the destructive demands of celebrity fame. She even used her acting role in Wicked as a tool for personal reflection.
To process her own public life experiences.
And her coping mechanisms are so simple, they underscore how universal this need for a retreat is. Even at that level, Grande unwinds by retreating to the bath.
Joking she loves water because she's a Cancer.
Right, and more tellingly, she meditates in her car, which she says is her only real private bubble.
Meditating in her car, just to ask that pressure to leave for a moment. It confirms that the greatest strength any high achiever possesses is often found in their internal boundaries.
And the self-permission, they said, the permission to process, to grieve, to connect.
That self-permission is the thread connecting all four pillars. The rigor of the physical training and the discipline of the 3 a.m. writing are all in service of maintaining that critical emotional and relational foundation.
So when you synthesize everything, Nicole Kidman's engine isn't one isolated trick. It's the dynamic equilibrium of these 4 interdependent pillars working together.
The physical, demanding, high-intensity variety gives her sustained stamina. The mental, through meditation, ensures she's calm under pressure.
Then the creative, with that 3 a.m. journaling, provides crucial psychological release and focus. And finally, the emotional pillar, rooted in connection and purpose, is the essential resilience she needs for sustained longevity.
She matches intense professional discipline with deep personal vulnerability. She doesn't just work hard, she works whole.
And if external success in such a demanding environment requires this rigorous, integrated 4-pillar system, we have to ask you, the listener, what is the single non-negotiable pillar, physical, mental, creative, or emotional, that you need to install or reinforce in your own life right now to sustain your long-term goals?
Think about that integration. It's not just about the hard work, but the self-permission to be fully human while performing at an elite level.
Because if the price of high performance is your total inner capacity, you have to make sure that your system is serving your deepest purpose, not just the fleeting demands of the moment.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.